Hey, this is Peter Kane with Ogilvy Digital Labs, and we're here talking with Seth Killian from Capcom on the hotly anticipated Street Fighter 4 franchise. So, Seth, I've known you for the better part of a decade. We're part of a crew of obsessive people about Street Fighter. Can you tell me more about what's happening with Street Fighter these days and what the products are now?
Well, right now, the central product is, of course, Street Fighter 4. So the series has been asleep for a long time, although what's ironic is that the legend of the characters, or sort of the iconic status of the characters, actually seems to have built. And so now that there's finally an outlet for people to be excited, the reaction's been pretty amazing. And the other thing that I'm sort of personally excited about is mine, perhaps yours as well, favorite version of Street Fighter. An old school version of Street Fighter 2 is coming out with all redrawn art by the best comic book artists who ever drew Street Fighter, and we're getting to play around with the balance as well. So it's sort of a nerd dream come true on two fronts.
No, that's great. So, as brands move toward this new kind of era of marketing, a lot of community aspects are driving how products are made. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Well, there's been, I mean, as far as just sort of basic stuff, we've done all sorts of really amazing promotions. The team's been really responsive, so we are allowing fans to vote on like which characters they'd like to see. We recently put fans' faces in the game, so we're going to put them in as background characters, and they'll be involved there as well. But really, just listening to the feedback, putting the machines out on tests, giving players a voice in the product. But it goes deeper than that. So we have serious people doing evaluations on the licensed goods. I'm personally designing a new joystick to be packaged, and then of course, you know, we're making a movie, and the writer of the movie is a big Street Fighter nerd as well. So it's really coming full circle. You know, there's Street Fighters everywhere.
Can you talk a little bit about Capcom's involvement with the franchise and other partners and sponsors and marketing?
Well, we've got a bunch of great partners as far as licensed goods go. As far as in-game stuff, we haven't really explored that too much with Street Fighter 4, but it's something we're looking for with a lot of other games. With different types of games have a lot of opportunities. Personally, I'd like to see some more in Street Fighter. It really adds a lot of sort of texture to the game.
Just asking about the community's involvement with other brands and like the tournament and the game itself.
Well, the tournaments, yeah, Capcom's become a little more involved since I started at Capcom, so they're doing great stuff, so we're going to be able to show off. We're going to have every Street Fighter 4 machine on the continent at the tournament, the EVO in Vegas early next month. We'll have HD Remix there as well as another unannounced Capcom project, Capcom versus Tatsunoko. It's sort of a Japanese fan service game, so we'll be the first place anybody on this side of the pond can play.
Oh, that's wonderful. So just to wrap up, talk about Street Fighter 4 and what this means to the hardcore fan and just people who are casually into gaming as well.
Well, I think that's what's really great about this Street Fighter, because Street Fighter has gotten more and more complex over the years, and that was great for the hardcore fans, but it lost the casual market. And this was a game that really ignited the world. It saved arcades single-handedly and got everybody stuffing quarters back into machines. You know, they hadn't seen anything like it since Pac-Man. But along the way, although it maintained a very high degree of integrity, it also became very complex. So it was very difficult for new players to be able to feel like they could just pick up and play. And so Street Fighter 4 is definitely a return to that, where there's plenty of complicated things for the hardcores like you and me, but also anybody that's ever played a game like this, or even people that haven't, can just sort of pick it up and start hitting buttons and having fun and, you know, really getting a lot out of the game. So I'm happy to see it go back in that direction.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Seth. This is Peter Kane with Ogilvy Digital Labs, closing out with Capcom at 2008 E3.